worry more than feeling stressed. Look on my shoe, but I think I'm obsessed. My reflection is a demon ripping out of my chest. So this is what I was like, rapping even when wicked demented thoughts in my mind always kept it twisted. Take a pen and paper, write it down and then I spit it. Possessed was born, thought I'd never quit it. Lyrics so graphic, it was almost like a horror flick. So gruesome it could almost make you sick. Didn't care who listened, handed demos to a kid. Just as long as I was still rapping the wickedness. Every song I wrote was filled with corruption and sin. No guilty conscience on my mind, I did it with the grit. Nothing could stop me then. There was no turning back from the evil filled in every single track. The words that I spoke were filled with anger and hate. My mind was trapped, there was no way out, no escape. Led by demons, like a puppet out strings. What could I do in all of this? Fill my dreams. What was this I saw? Something shining so bright I couldn't figure out what was standing in my sight, larger than life, unlike anything I've ever seen. This holy presence wanted me to be clean, feeling convicted, something tugging on my heart. But I had so many questions and I didn't know where to start. They told me there was someone here who wanted to save my life, and his name was Jesus Christ. A perfect man, set for God to die for our sins, an opportunity for a new life to begin. Pay the price, even though we were the ones to blame. If I let him in my heart, my life will never be the same. So I gave it a try and gave my heart to Christ, and opened up my life to God and let him make it right. Jesus Christ is my King, I'm not ashamed that I believe I was once possessed and now I'm set free. Because of Satan, I was once possessed. Because of Jesus, I am now set free. Because of Satan, I was once possessed. Because of Jesus, I am now set free. Because of Satan, I was once possessed. Because of Jesus, I am now set free. Because of Satan, I was once possessed. Because of Jesus, I am now set free. Because of Satan, I was once possessed. Because of Jesus, I am now set free.
Alright, I just want to thank you guys for coming out. Real quick, before we really get into this, I'm going to share a short version of my testimony for people that haven't heard it or don't know where I came from or how this all got started. I've been saved for a couple years now, but before that I started rapping as a character named Possessed. As you saw, that was something I started up about when I was 20 years old, and basically the music was pretty much like a horror movie on CD. There was a lot of stuff that was very, very evil, very demented, very graphic and gory, and that was the stuff that I was doing. And I was online trying to sell, and influence, anybody to listen to this stuff. No, it didn't matter what age I was, trying to convince 15-year-old kids to listen to this stuff. So I viewed it as entertainment and didn't see anything wrong with it, but it's different for a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there when they're younger, they're easily influenced, and who knows how that could have influenced them. So even though I felt like I wasn't doing anything wrong, looking back, I definitely was stepping into the wrong direction. And a lot of things stemmed off from that was going on in my life, that I was heading in the wrong direction. Like I said, there was things in my life that I didn't think I was doing wrong, but looking back, I was going in such a wrong direction that I'm very lucky that nothing bad happened.
Amen.
So anyways, from that, I got signed onto an independent record label. I was doing shows, I was putting out albums, all kinds of stuff, and things were going good. And then all of a sudden I get introduced to church. Now at the time I'd always believed in God. Always believed that He created us, created this earth. but never knew any more than that. Never went to church regularly or anything like that. And so at first I didn't want anything to do with it. I didn't want anything to do with it. But a couple months later, I kind of felt it in my heart that, maybe I should go. Maybe there's more to it than just believing. So I came to Broken Change Church, and I walk in, and there's Pastor Bob in jeans and a t-shirt, tattoos and piercings, and screaming out Jesus so that the people in the back of the mall can hear him. It was definitely different, and different from anything I've ever seen, or the stereotype that I gave church. So I listened and I paid attention, and I learned. I learned who Jesus was and what he did for us. And it put a whole new perspective in my life. A whole new appreciation. To think that somebody died on a cross. Someone went through pain and suffering so that we could live a better life, so that we could spend eternity in heaven. Because before Jesus, people who had sin in their lives, to rid themselves of that, to be pure again, they had to be washed in the blood of the innocent blood of an animal, but that wasn't enough to cover all of their sin. They had to keep coming back every time they did commit sin. And God knew that we were going to live lives of sin. And he loves us so much that he sent an ultimate sacrifice to cover all of our sin, past, present, and future. And that's what I learned. And it just struck me back man, wow. So I just, felt it in my heart that I had to make change. It wasn't because Pastor Bob told me I had to make a change. It wasn't because, other people in the church were telling me, oh, you can't do this anymore if you want to go to heaven. No, it was from my own personal conviction, knowing that I wanted to get closer to God. And knowing that, I knew that I had to get rid of these things in my life so that I could be closer, so that because I knew these things would create distance. So I stopped the rapping as possessed. I stopped other things in my life, binge drinking and all kinds of other stuff. And I gave my heart to Christ, and I accepted him into my life. And I haven't tried to make it into a religious thing where I'm doing rituals and stuff like that. It's a relationship. It's appreciating and respecting, the one who saved us. And
come on.
There's just, I don't want to take this life for granted and what's been given to me. And I decided I wanted to share this with people. The people that were in the same position as me. There's a lot of people out there that they can't listen to this. They can't hear this word because they can't relate to it. And I was in that position. I never had any interest in church because I couldn't relate. So that's why I'm going to be doing the style of music that I do, because there's so many people out there that have that interest. Maybe they're on the fence about what they believe and what they don't believe, but they don't give church a chance because they can't relate to it. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm incorporating the style of music that I was doing before, but with a good message. So that's what I realized, and that's what I'm doing now. So let's get back to this show, and let's kick it off. And I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope this music really touches you guys' hearts.